Alright ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Mags TV, and today's video isn't going to be so much of a gameplay coverage as it's going to be quickly addressing a few questions that have popped up since I did my little content adjustment. Because I've seriously had a large number of people contacting me via various messaging services asking me if I'm okay. Like, my mind has finally snapped and I've gone off the deep end. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been doing YouTube since 2013. I lost my bloody mind years ago, and let's be honest, I was probably pretty unhinged to even start in the first place. But to answer, no, everything is fine with me. The channel, however, not so much. So a few things have happened and I want to be transparent, as transparency with you guys is something that I've always had and it's always been my thing. So first, the new video content is doing great. You all seem to be enjoying it, my engagement is up, and there are lots of green arrows in my analytics, which is what I was hoping to see. Unfortunately, the algorithm doesn't seem to give much of a toss yet. Now I want to explain this for the uninitiated. On YouTube, everything is dictated by the algorithm. Essentially a piece of software that has a massive database behind it that tells it what is and is not liked on the YouTube platform. Every time a piece of content is uploaded, the content is scanned, categorized, filed, and ranked based on this algorithm. Also, every channel that uploads is scanned, categorized, filed, and ranked based on the type of content, what is contained in that content, and the frequency that that content is uploaded. No human interaction is involved in this process, it's all software. Humans are at the very most rarely involved, and usually only for top creators or when there is a massive controversy. So everything you see on this platform is defined by software. With me so far? Good. Okay, so second thing you need to keep in mind is the algorithm tends to lump groups together. Take for example gaming. You know that there's a hell of a lot of difference between DCS World and say Among Us. The algorithm on the other hand doesn't. To it, both are just games. And it judges content on both in the same way. And most importantly, it treats the audiences the same way. We'll put a bookmark in that and we'll come back to it in just a moment. So first thing, my current analytics. Now I'm not going to go super deep into this, I doubt you have the interest and I don't really have the time, but we'll be looking at one key figure. Impressions. So every time you open up YouTube and do a search, all of the video thumbnails you see are counted as an impression to that creator. Every time you open up your subscription feed and see what content has been uploaded by the content creators you are subscribed to, this is also an impression. An impression is simply a count of how many times people have seen your video and essentially been given the option to click on it. Makes sense, right? Good. Okay, so I have just over 90,000 subscribers. That means 90,000 people have subscribed to my channel with an interest in seeing more of my content, and that probably means they would like to be notified when content pops up with an impression, right? Well, not according to the algorithm. At 24 hours after the release of my recent Mystery Machine vs Harrier video, I only had 10,000 impressions. That means 80,000 people that are subscribed to me didn't even receive a notification that the video exists. But it gets worse. See, I can see a breakdown of where my impressions come from, and roughly 50% are coming from YouTube search, which is good and it increased, likely due to the improved engagement on that video, so thanks guys. With an additional 10% coming from other sources. That means roughly only 4,000 of my 90,000 subscribers were informed about my channel uploading a video 24 hours after the video went live. Fucking ouch. And what's worse, this isn't new. This has actually been happening for a very long time. I was recently contacted by a couple of people that this video got the attention of after I listed it on the War Thunder subreddit that informed me that they actually hadn't seen a video from my channel uploaded or in their subscription feeds since 2018. People that are subscribed to me who are active YouTube users that wanted more content from me have not been notified about videos that I have been uploading for over 3 years. That's the YouTube algorithm deciding that my content is unworthy on your behalf. But why does it do this? Well, remember how I mentioned that YouTube sees pretty much all content in a category like gaming in the same way? Well, it also has a bunch of formats that this gaming content can be presented in that it considers to be good. And these formats can change both over time and with adjustments to the algorithm. Ever wondered why all the top gaming content channels that get promoted seem to do things in a similar way? Well, that's because they've worked out what the current version of the algorithm seems to like. And that current version is important. When I first started YouTube, it was all about view counts, with the primary focus being videos at around 10 to 15 minutes long with daily uploads. This was great for my early War Thunder content. Not long after, it switched to watch time, which is the number of minutes or hours a viewer spends on a single piece of content being more important. Again, this was great for IL-2 and DCS mission plays. You can see that I've been trying to follow these trends for a little bit, especially early on, and it's kind of a requirement if you want to do well. Unfortunately, this was the point that I sort of lost track of what the algorithm was doing and just got into the habit of doing the same video style. And this is how you kill a channel. See, as long as the algorithm sees that you're doing what it likes, it's happy. I should point out that content creators are not informed about changes to the algorithm, so working out most of what it likes is pure guesswork, trial and error, and a touch of good luck. This is why when somebody finds a magic formula, people tend to follow it, as if the algorithm doesn't like what you're doing, it won't even tell your own subscribers that you are uploading. And that brings us to what I'm doing now. The current algorithm seems to prefer short, fast edited content in the 8 to 10 minute range, good for highlights but terrible for long form sim content. Or it likes live streams, which I can't actually do reliably due to having typically Australian internet at the moment. Not ideal for my subject matter, but it's what I have to work with, and I have to work with it if I want any chance of bringing the channel back. See, there's one other thing about the algorithm that a lot of people don't seem to realise. It doesn't like old channels or channels that can't keep up with its preferred content. Kinda like an almost 8-year-old channel that has been making content for an almost 6-year-old version of the algorithm, right? It tends to pigeonhole such channels and ignore them until they die, even if they start trying to do things the way it prefers. This is again why you've seen some channels that you used to quite enjoy just vanish until the creator gives up, or alternatively makes a whole new channel and moves on to other things. It takes a lot of work and engagement to get the soulless machine to actually take notice and drag a channel back out, which brings us to where we are now. I am fine, but the channel is an 8-year-old pigeonholed mess that the algorithm isn't even bothering to notify its own subscribers about anymore. So to correct it, I need to worship and appease the Dark Lord algorithm and do my penance, hence the style overhaul. I'd rather not see the channel die, but at the same time I want to be very honest with you guys here, I'm not entirely sure it can be brought back. So I'm doing two things here. First, I'm switching up the content styles to see if I actually can. Yes, I'm having fun making these videos as well. Being able to unleash my inner bastard is kinda great and something that I've been really worried about doing in the past. But also, I'm trying to tidy up things on the off chance that I can't. Because if the channel can't be turned around in the next month to 2 months, my most viable option is to put it down and walk away. I guess we're going to see what happens. Anyways, ladies and gents, I hope this was interesting, or at the very least I help you fall asleep out of boredom. Remember to like, subscribe, and tell me how I'm wasting my time in the comment section down below, and also remember to hit that little bell icon as well. While it's debatable if it works, that little bell is meant to guarantee you are notified of any and all video uploads. And while you're at it, hit the bell on all of the other content creators you really like and want to get updates from as well. No idea if it bloody works or not, but it's worth a shot. Anyways, that's it. I'm done. Have a great day. Now bugger off.